we have plans?
Hello, everybody. What do we have plans? That's
question.
That's the opening line of today's episode of Do We Have Plans or Not? And the answers won't surprise you. Guys, welcome to City States of Klovisa. You know why you're here. You're here to watch our three golden boys. Our horse. Who could forget our horse? Our wizard. The real wizard of the party now. And an elf. Oh, we got the dab. We got the dabbing here.
An elf?
It shifts my entire hairline. Oh my god, I'm gonna become like an anime.
Your whole
character
hairline, like where it starts growing from?
Exactly.
Well, maybe if you didn't have the Justin Bieber haircut, it wouldn't move so much.
Now I'm a K-pop star. Here we go. This is just how we're gonna do it. I can't see anything right now, guys. Oh no, I just realized. There we go. Alright, we're good now. How are we doing? How's it going?
Pretty good.
I feel terrible.
I know. When haven't you, though?
I mean,
Before
you
the
just
Navy.
log off and let me and Antoine direct the actions of the party for the next week.
No!
I'm sure that'll be fine.
Coraline forcefully takes the reins.
Oh my god. Another fucking horse pun. Okay. Well, we went around the table, so now we need to do the recap.
I nominate Antoine.
Sure, no worries. What happened? We coming back from poor parent or horses memory wiping. We stopped off at the forge, and that's when we, or at least Sever, tried to meet up with his kin there. Unfortunately, he just burst in, was a total jerk. The guy was like, get out, get out, get out, and Sever got out, and that was that. Coraline tried later on to get in there. She bought a couple of things. It was found out that her cloak had a maker's mark, I think of Hodl's. I'm not too sure, but he sold it to someone, knew someone.
No, it's
owned
one
it.
of his... Somebody he knew of.
Cinda was the owner before we robbed it from them, and he knew her or him, whatever. But yeah, we goofed around in the forge. Paradigm did not want to talk. Horse did not want to talk to his sister. We went back to Tulse, and Ozark or a simulacrum of Ozark took the briefcase. And we leveled up. We went through our various leveling things due to a windfall of a bad calculation from John, unfortunately. But nonetheless, we still leveled up. And yeah, we did our leveling stuff. I mean, what can I say? Paradigm wanted to become a fighter, a bit more fightering. Coraline wanted to practice her opening doors, or locks, I should say. Thatch wanted to also practice his fighting. I learned some spells, and Sever, what did Sever do? Sever probably did something, but I know what he did also do, which was he took me to a cemetery. He took me to a cemetery, and we looked into a statue. He wanted to see one magical statue, looking for other ways to Destry, or Dessel, or whatever, one of the D1s, and we found... We found that there's no door there, but there was some magic alert and stuff like that, and abjuration magic, and we're like, all right, cool. Thatch found out that the book he was searching, I was reading to him, belonged to this vampire hunter and his clique back in like 9 billion years ago, before Hephaestus rose, and he rose afterwards. Trying to think what else.
It's pretty much
It's
it.
letting you go on as long as you want, man. Normally I'd be like 50 words or less, but right now you're... Fuck it. Who cares?
It ended with the tyrant coming up and being like, you three, the fuck were you doing at that woman's cemetery, or statue grave?
Yeah.
And Thatch and I were
Yeah.
just sitting happy
up
to
from
see
there.
stuff going badly that wasn't our fault.
Well, we don't know how yet. He could offer us cake. It could be a wonderful thing. We didn't know
It
it
looked like he
badly
was
yet.
offering
This isn't a... If he offers us cake, it's a GLaDOS situation.
Well then, it sounds like the recap is complete. By my calendar, it is the 2nd of July, also known as Summer's Harvest. Congratulations, you are the calendar leaders as of this moment. And we should probably do some quick catching up about what happened last month, because a certain thing may have occurred which your characters likely would have reacted to, if not for the time lock. So first things first, let me just go back a month in my handy dandy little notes.
Nothing too bad. Nothing world-ending.
What could have happened?
No good-hearted bugman that betrayed everything that we stand for. Nothing like that.
Yeah, something you're eerily accurate to what occurred during the time lock, Coraline. Yes, on the 18th, or the night of the 17th, midnight of the 18th, a certain little ritual happened in Destry, which brought to materialization a creature of divine power. You can read the after-action report that I'll be releasing after today's session of how some NPCs reacted, or you could watch the VOD. Kushim, the Kushim that we all know and love has turned traitor. He has forsaken his duties. He has disregarded his honor. He has betrayed the Tyrant of Tolst. And he has defected. This is unfortunate for everyone involved, because now everyone has access to the Hunt Down Kushim quest. Whenever anybody wishes to go and kill that bugman, all you have to do, you just gotta go and do it. You gotta investigate. You gotta figure out where he went. Or it will be a one-shot for my birthday, where we just play a bunch of murder dwarves and do a stupid bug-themed dungeon. I haven't decided yet. But, in the meantime, you all have done quite a bit of downtime. You have kind of been on your own, just hanging out, doing your own thing, breaking into people's into their rooms, Coraline specifically.
No breaking, and no entering, and no breaking. Just unlocking.
Understood. Redacted, our horse friend, has re-investigated his past, became a little bit of a wizard, and is now going down the line of a martial fighter. A arduous journey awaits you, Mr. Horse. And Anchois. Fuck, what did Anchois do?
I studied spells for one.
Classic wizard.
Yeah, he turned me into a horse.
Turned you into a horse. The abjuration one, or the absorb element one, and the counter spell one.
Okay.
It redacted turning into a horse awaken any latent feelings or memories?
Latent humiliation?
No, just new humiliation, unfortunately. Great, now I have allergies too. You all sit within the snack room. The meeting room where all the task force normally gather to get, berated, let's be honest. Or, where decisions are made and, met. We had left off on the cliffhanger of what were you doing at Runella Jewel's grave? Which, I suppose now we can just jump right into character, as he looks down the vampire who just dematerializes into the floor, and the two wizards of your group.
Yeah, the vampire asked us to go there and look for magic.
Oh. He looks at Antoine, your boy Tyrant, staring you down. Is
Yeah,
that
yeah.
true?
He asked us to meet him in this very, very creepy cemetery. And at first I thought he was gonna, suck your blood. But no, no. Turns out it was just to detect magic and identify on the statue. You know why there's an alarm on that thing? It's like everywhere. Found
Yeah,
it
it's
everywhere,
boarded
man.
up the ass.
I know.
Yeah,
Ozark.
but,
Put it on there.
Ozark, you say, huh?
Yeah.
But why?
If that
It's a
is all
statue,
you were
it's a
doing,
cemetery.
we'll move on. And Revik and I will talk later.
I poked
what?
it with the spear.
Did you damage it?
I don't think so.
You know,
Let's
I
hope
just kind
not.
of
That's
gave it a
bad
light
luck.
poking.
that's bad luck, you know? I mean,
Yes, don't desecrate graves. It is a capital punishment by hunter law. Whew. Anyway,
but out of curiosity, the it sounds like this person was pretty cool, Renella Jules.
you can go
Why-
read her file or history books or serial series that is based off her, if you wish, but
Thank you. All right. Ozark's Library, I'm guessing. No worries.
let's get to business. You five, he says, looking at the three of you.
Thatch clacks away.
Yeah, knees popping. The three of you need to... Well, why don't we give you an update first before we force you down a decision? Let's start with the briefcase, shall we? Ozark, step up. In Ozark Simulacrum, rather old and cankerous, with a slightly hunched back, brows that are just seeming to grow over his eyes, a mustache and goatee that is so thin and wiry, it's at the very end you can just see the singular hair that it becomes. He looks upon you all. I have looked at the attaché cases, or the case, I should say, and I've made discoveries.
That says, speak up, snapper.
He puts a horn in his ear. What was that? Anyway, he throws the horn out of his ear. It seems there's some fucky magic going on, but I guess that wasn't too much of a surprise. They've been eating wizards, these attaché cases. And I sent through many a homunculus trying to figure out what was going on with them. Familiars died by the billions. A flock of them couldn't even get through the first layer. But one survived, and for a single second, I was able to discover what lay beyond. There was a hallway at the end of this attaché case. These are not... And he gestures to literally nothing. Like, just an empty table. These are not what we thought them to be. They are not instantaneous, go to eternal prison known as death cases. They are transporters. But where they go, I do not know. Because it will not accept me, and this is dreadful news for everyone, but I'm a simulacrum, he says. And looks really horrified. And I was designed to be old! Ozark stops. Looks at the tyrant, and the tyrant just unimpressed by this demonstration. It's like, alright, you can go. And he's like, I will gladly do that. And he, like, hobbles away.
I feel like I haven't learned a thing.
The tyrant will quickly summarize. These attaché cases are teleporters of some kind. They must be one way, and we do not know where they lead.
So why not send one of Ozark's many copies? The old one
won't-
says he can't go?
We've tried. It obliterates
send the real
magical creatures.
So send the real one.
Um,
Isn't he the most powerful whatchamacallit of magic?
why would we potentially trap one of our greatest spellcasters of the world into this? That's a...
You have 100 more of his copies. What's one less?
The real one makes more copies.
I don't
Anyway.
understand. We could communicate past all planers. I believe that's... How could we be blocked? They must be dead. Like, whoever we send over there must have been killed. Otherwise, we'd be able to communicate with them, despite being in another dimension.
Or maybe they don't care to talk to us. They found a better place, probably.
That, or they could be blocked by certain interferences. It is not too hard to put a magical layer of just something in an atmosphere to block external warding, scrying, sendings.
Do each of these go to the same place? Or do you think they're each like their own cell?
I'm unsure. We only have the one. If we had more, we could potentially confirm.
There was a second one that somebody the horse knew had.
Huh?
Tsarina, yes, we know of it. But
Who?
She was dealing with Ozark directly, I think, and wouldn't
She was.
tell us first.
She said, if I remember correctly, Ozark knows my price.
Yep. And we do know it. And it is far too extreme because she knows what she has. A unique item that could potentially be the key to, well, who knows what. But she has a unique magical item. Those things do not go for cheap.
Her price.
That's classified.
It's hard to help.
It's...
If you don't help me, how can I help you?
We have decided on behalf of the city of Tulsa that the price is not worth paying. But thank you.
Who is Zarina?
We need to talk. You and I specifically. I
Oh,
don't
the
even know what
amnesia
to
thing?
call you. Well, yeah, we'll go with that. We'll talk later.
I mentioned by
We need to
like,
get you a
you know,
call sign or something. Ugh.
by
We've been traveling with him for months, and he still won't pick a name. I mean, what's up with that?
My name is redacted.
You know, that's not a name.
Unfortunately,
That's like saying my name is no name here.
yeah, it looks bad on our like progress reports if more than one of our agents has redacted as a name.
more. I guess I didn't see his name anyways because it's.
I guess we could like bold one of you, like in our letter font, and then like whenever it's unbold, we'll just be referring to you, I guess. But
Perhaps different brackets.
italics,
Square
maybe?
brackets for old
Parentheses.
redacted, curly brackets
Mhm.
for new redacted.
Potentially, we'll figure it out.
But say by law of her own city, you could just take her briefcase, or it's not hers. Like that's our laws, or whatever laws
Oh.
they happen to live by. It's
Yeah, robbery. Is that what you're?
I mean, we've done
I
it
mean-
before. We tried
Stealing?
it before.
literally Nevotar's laws. Like you do what they want, as what they want. They're a very odd city.
We have considered it, but then we realized she has the ability to stop time in a 1,000
She
foot
does.
radius around her. So, we decided against that solely for the fact that she would survive and get revenge if we tried to kill her. And that's more trouble than it's worth.
I'm so glad we didn't attack her.
These people can stop time.
It's like a localized thing. It really pisses off everyone, but you know, it only lasts for like 30 seconds.
Good God.
She's an archmage. Yeah. Anyway. So that was the briefcase. We were thinking about sending an investigation unit straight in and bind them with as many magical properties as possible, dimensional linkers, a forced recall spell as like a glyph of warding, stuff like that. But we're still getting the logistics of that in order. That'll be like a week or two from now.
That sounds very dangerous, but I'm sure the raid team will handle it with utmost care.
Yeah, that sounds up their alley.
They can
Next
afford whatever
up,
price she's asking.
hang on. John had a document that he probably should have pulled up. Oh, fuck. Where did I put it? Oh, no. There they are. We have to deal with this Aldrich imposter. So let's talk about Destry real quick. Fresnoff's dead. If you knew her or if you didn't, it's a good thing for us. On the downside, there is now an even greater threat in that area, who is being rather benign despite its power. It's quite worrisome. We have that creature cordoned off in the province of Morning Glory with her little cult followers. The south of Destry, however, is a new problem altogether. I'm sure some of you have seen all the airships coming in of civilians who have escaped Fresnoff's goons, her most loyal followers, keeping everyone in line, because they all consolidated in the north, east section of their region. More like to fight off all the spirit beasts that are trying to bear down upon them. But Aldrich in the south seems to be fully committed to an assault and takeover of the seat of authority. We have maybe a month before we are forced to truly abandon the region, which is something we don't want to do. Aldrich, or whoever is imposing as him, being an imposter, if we can discredit them by casting spell magic or figuring out how they are truly disguising themselves so accurately to portray him as such, we would like to do this. Because then most aggression should stop. A power vacuum, being what it is, sucks in all political players of that faction and makes them fight for who has majority control. We don't even need to kill them. We just need to get them in a public enough space, show that they're not Aldrich, and bingo, bango, bongo. We have an internal strife in our enemy's organization.
Thatch talked to Phasmalek. He said that he tried to check for magical duplicity at the meeting, and there was none that he could see. Do we know how he's doing this?
Probably transfiguration or transmutation spells. Those don't necessarily leave a aura sometimes. Certain polymorphs can do it. Polymorph humanoid. Not illusions you can normally suss out, since it has to be like thick within your skin to truly get the deceptive quality. say if Antoine would make a illusion of a box or a
Box.
bush.
Boom! I was born for this.
If you could see magic, Coraline, you would immediately be able to identify this thing is irradiating illusion particles, as it were. If you were to physically create a box with magic, that would be... you need a closer look. It would still show off trace amounts, but Phasmalek was not within range to give Aldrich, as it were, a close inspection. It is not as if they were in the showers together, as it were. Anyway.
Are there some creatures that can do this?
He could just be a homunculus made to look like him.
Potentially, the homunculus angle. Though that homunculus would need to be incredibly well trained or manipulated from afar.
A copy like the Ozarks?
No, if it was a simulacrum. Well, it could have been a simulacrum.
But
then Aldrich would have to make
dead.
it. Yeah. And Aldrich was not a wizard. He was a schmuck. I'm sorry, what was the first thing you said?
A creature that can do this.
That is something that we have considered as well. There are shapeshifters in the world. Though they are few and incredibly hard to detect, if it is a shapeshifter, you would likely have to kill the imposter and let it revert back to its original form. That is on the menu today in terms of what needs to be done. We also have a few more things. Ariel and Quelithor, he says, gesturing to nothing, pointing eastward. Ariel and Quelithor are... well, Ariel, the city, has asked for aid. Quelithor, not so much. They were able to get one messenger out who managed to get to Destry to ask for aid that we more or less intercepted. We need to figure out what's going on over there. We heard Moolah was consumed by a fungal spread. It would be... if this isn't related to the pig and the Aldrich Line's mushroom spores, I would be flabbergasted. There has to be some kind of relation there. The problem is no airship has the range to get there and back. Ariel and Quelithor have a tower. They have an airship station, but it is so neglected and basically self-sabotaged. It is that in name only, and we don't have ships that can refuel there, because they don't have a support system that allows for that to occur.
What about the Ulathaean ship?
Irithyll could go, but if it is a lost cause or a trap, then we would be sending our one ultra long range airship into a trap, and that is resources I don't wish to spend before we know what's going on. The last thing we need is Irithyll's ship to go down, and then we lose out on our next chain of objectives, which is the Ulathaean temples. The Ulathaeans, our allies, had this stipulation that we would help them. They wish for us to finish the job, as it were, and clear out what temples they know of. We have the map, thanks to the Discovery team. They were the ones originally helming the investigation before fate took them a different course. But as it is now, that is now open. There are two that we know of. I think there's only one last objective. He looks at his clip notes. The Greater Chemical. Have you all been updated on the current situation of the Greater Chemical?
I think last we heard he was still with the murder dwarves.
He is. Methelio and Phalanor are playing some weird game. Methelio is a greater demonic entity, assumedly, currently hiding, obscured in civilization at the Forge of Alvin, probably seeking this greater chemical down. His opposing force in the world is currently being held hostage by some sort of, like, pre-teenager who we haven't been able to locate. They were supposedly heading across the Red Waste, likely through Cantalar. Where they're going, we don't know, but Phalanor, this weird little fey creature, seems to have hijacked some sort of magical power and bestowed it upon this person. The raid team had interest in that, but they have since been distracted and trapped in the City of the Pumpkins. Hopefully they will get out once they exit their time lock.
Well, that's a lot of things that need doing.
Yes, there are. I know that you, 5, the 3 of you, have objectives you want to pursue as well. And now is the time to bring those up to my attention.
I'm here to serve, of course. Whatever is most pressing.
I think the only thing we really wanted to bring up was Antoine here wants to go hunting elementals.
Mm.
You put it so hostilely.
Seeking.
Thank you.
To kidnap and bind them? Yes?
Dear God. Dear God.
Devote himself to?
You wish to serve a new master, Antoine?
I don't know if you realize I've had only one goal and only one master from the start, which I've been quite open with to you.
I
I
understand.
serve you because you told me you offer me a chance to talk to or to interact with my world, my God.
You're right.
You,
And I think it's time I hold up that end of the bargain. Antoine, you and I need to go on a field trip.
Thatch slowly starts to get up, knees cracking, and goes, you'll excuse me, tyrant. Thorazor's feeling much pressure from the lack of food. And I think the right push could provide another ally if we act quickly. I think that's what Thatch wanted to tell you.
We have good news relating to that. It's a very humorous rendition of Thatch's voice, JC.
Worst part is Thatch's character is younger than I am.
Yeah. Thatch, you bring up
JC.
an excellent point. Falzmalek has been doing wonders with his delegation party. He's currently in Alcazan right now. He and Governor Moru are in talks to settle their differences. For the first time in 4 years, 3 years, something like that. Thorazor looks in position to be at peace. They'll likely demand stuff from Alcazan, but we will be paying for whatever Alcazan needs to pay as reparations or whatever the hell. one more month or so, and we may have a true peaceful settlement.
Oh, that's good. So the situation all wrapped up. Hey, Thatch. That's very nice.
That
Sorry,
being
Shadow.
said, well, hopefully nothing will get in the way of that. Anything else you wish to bring to my attention?
Well, it sounded like your the Destry thing was the most pressing for you. Yes.
Yes, we don't know when this creature. We are currently calling it the Herald. Its name is currently banned. Anyone who says it knowingly, they are a risk. So we are keeping its true name under wraps. This Herald, we don't know what its plans are. We have one of our higher officials keeping tabs on it. That being said, if a development changes, that is one of our greatest concerns right now. We don't have any individuals currently able or capable to take it on in one-on-one combat.
Has anyone tried talking to it?
During its manifestation, there were instances of mass telepathy. It communicated with quite a few, including the task force member known as Kushim. And apparently it made a convincing argument, or the situation was quite fucked, to get Kushim to flip sides, as it were. Yeah.
Wait. You sent a bunch of scholars to go kill the clerics?
No, they're murderers, assassins, and killers, just like you. They just happen to be in the right place to have the title of Discoverer.
All right.
Indeed. Either way, we're working on it. Not an issue I want to bring up to your attentions just yet.
Corlin kind of looks to Anshua. And how long do you think the elemental field trip will take?
We could be done with it in a couple hours. You ready to go, Antoine?
6 months it's been. Yeah. It's just, I just like mind is blown right now. Like, a couple of hours. I'm like, what a.
No preparation needed.
Before you go, I did have one question. The entity Bogan, the phantasm. He said
Bogan?
I was an Ulathean. Is that right?
You? Do you serve Arvo? Do you?
I don't know who that is.
Didn't you live under the ocean?
Yes.
Doesn't all of your family members live under the ocean?
If they are still there, yes.
Presumably for several generations?
Yes.
And how would you be an Ulathan? They're a nation, like, 1 billion million miles to our north.
Oh, okay. He's just crazy. That's fine.
He also called me a centaur.
Called you a centaur.
I mean, what else could I be?
You're a
Then he said that the Ulatheans made centaurs?
He looks for Ozark, who is not here. I don't know what kind of pipe this ghost was smoking, but It could have been telling the truth. I'm not a master of ancient history team. That's outside of my wheelhouse. He could be right. He could be a fucking crazy ghost.
He was just making art for thousands of ages.
Damn. Those pieces must go for like millions of gold. All right.
Well, they teleported us
Whoa,
places.
whoa! Hold on, hold on.
We have one.
Yeah, we
Pardon?
have one.
Millions
Wait, you
of
have
gold,
one?
you say?
Yeah. Who's
Millions
got
of
it?
gold, you say?
I think Coraline has it.
Millions of gold, you
Have
say?
you just
Or did
been
you tuck it
holding
to my
on to
flank?
like an ancient piece of artwork?
No,
That
it
was-
was his
No.
most recent piece. He made it just
Yeah.
for us. It is
Oh.
us.
He
Yes,
made
well-
a portrait of you
Yeah,
not,
while we
not
were
us.
sleeping.
Not really us, but
while you were
Like-
sleeping, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if that one would go for, a million billion gold, but
They had some very nice landscapes, but I don't know about millions of gold.
I'm just talking about age. Collectors are weird and like about that, right?
I wanted to buy one, but he said it was 12,000.
12,000 gold pieces.
I
Wow.
think that's what he said.
Huh.
Give or take 10,000.
I'm not an art connoisseur, and I hate portraits and landscapes. So, let's go. Antoine, the tyrant beckons you to follow him.
after you, pal. Or me. I guess I'll go. No, I'll go first.
His bodyguard follows him outside the door you entered. He just walks across the room and leaves everyone else to discuss, which would just be Redacted and Coraline.
Is that
Since,
better? Okay.
Sever and Thatcher.
Sever, what do you want to do? I'm not sure. Maybe we should.
Didn't he sink into the floor earlier?
And
He re-solidifies so that we can mock him.
sorry, Brood.
Don't apologize. They know you mean it.
I do it with love and mocking. For the love of mocking.
Love mocking.
So, Redacted and Coraline. Is there anything you want to do or say or talk about before Antoine leaves? Or what?
Yeah.
Have you guys made
So
a
about
decision
my
already?
memory.
The tyrant stops at the door, like clutches the doorway as though he's being pulled. He's like, when I come back, we'll talk about it.
Okay.
So we have a couple hours to kill. I'm going to go check on our cloaks, see if they have arrived.
All right, sounds good. I walk to the library.
You walk to the library. Coraline, this wasn't brought up, but it should have been brought up in the snack room. There were just a bunch of parcels that were like wrapped up and just like, oh yeah, we got mail for you guys. They sent it to us instead of your room. And it's all the cloaks you have ordered.
Excellent.
paid
I'll
up
stash them
front.
in my room until we've got something to
Enchant.
do with them.
Okay.
Because I don't think we're going to have time since we're at the end of our long rests.
Antoine, the tyrant will lead you. You will walk behind him. His bodyguard, keeping an eye on you, kind of interposing herself between you and he.
Could I, view the tyrant? Like, I should say, could I take one of my,
Health checks.
Yes,
Patented
exactly.
stalking
Yes.
/ checkups.
yes, exactly.
Yeah, give me a perception medicine check. Or just medicine check, if medicine's wisdom based.
It is.
Okay. Yeah, he seems fine. He seems healthy.
Just
So he just woke up from a great nap.
I'm just
Rejuvenated, energized. Any more adjectives you need or want?
I'll note the day, and I'll note the as usual, just all my notes that he seems perfectly fine. Yeah, I kind of ask questions like, "How you feeling? You know, good?
Oh yeah,
Right?
great. Jubilant.
No shortness of breath.
No? No.
No
How are you doing?
palpitations.
Are you okay?
Palpitations of heart.
You're breathing a little heavy. You're sweating. Just your heart rate's elevated. Are you excited right now, Antoine? You seem a little bit hyped for what's about to happen.
Oh, there's a bit of doubt in my mind.
That's fair.
I kind of half expect that you're gonna take me out back, and there's gonna be a guy with a gun or a hammer or something like this. But
No, if I needed to kill you, I'd just do it now and here while you're alone.
oh, well, all right.
Yeah, I outnumber you right now. Lets out a scoff and then like a joking laugh. Like I could totally obliterate you and they wouldn't find a trace.
Well, maybe they find a toenail. I'm not too sure. But, yeah, maybe
you
you're right.
will be led into the garage. The great big part of the Tolst, or not the Tolst, the Tyrant's Court on this pillar of authority that is connected directly to the exterior wall of the city. John should move the map. John will move the map. You will descend a lift, and from there you will find a vehicle that is waiting for you. One of those armored personnel carriers that you've seen passing. You've ridden in one, right? Am I making that up?
You are not. I have ridden one.
Yeah.
I've seen one on kind of the first day. Schmitty kind of showed it to me.
Yeah. You will indeed pass Schmitty, who is in the vehicle bay as well. But there is a different person who will be driving. It is a youngish woman in her early to mid-20s, who is like in full jumpsuit mode with like metal talons on her fingers, and a helmet that is reminiscent of like an eagle helmet, where it even has like a tiny little beak that can like become a visor, more or less. That's like under her arm. And the tyrant will not acknowledge their existence at all, but jump into the back of the APC.
All right, let's do this.
Yeah. You will drive into the forest, or ride into the forest. This person acting as your chauffeur, the bodyguard right next to Tyrant. Tyrant across the way from you, just sort of going along with the bumpy ride as you enter the sea of trees. And while you travel, let's hit up the people who will be in Tolst for the remainder of the day. Paroline?
Paroline?
Paroline, you two. The true fanfic, Para X Coraline. Okay. Anything you guys want to... Redline? There we go. Radline, there we go. Team Radline, how are you feeling? What do you want to do?
Corley's saw Anchois talking to Randy about some stuff, so she's going to ask the
Beep,
little
boop.
stone, little Randy, she's going to go somewhere out of the court, like maybe rent a room at an inn or something, somewhere private, or like under a dock somewhere where she's been going swimming.
There aren't so much inns so much as motels and hotels.
Well, then she'll go like, swimming for a while, so she knows she's not being heard, and she doesn't want to be in the court because Ozark and the Tyrant might be there.
Okay, you'll have to. So this, we've been kind of like saying you go swimming in the ocean. That is like a thing you do outside of the city. The harbor is not a place for people to just jump into the water and swim about. It's like city property. So you leave Tolst. You get on like a monorail, take a train, or you go to like the first stop that's near to the coast. And then, we set our scene perfectly.
Sure. Wherever is not too crowded.
Yeah.
So with the little rock still flipping around my head, I'll swim out just far enough to know there's nobody around that'll hear me. And I'll ask, little Randy, you know many things, right? Do you know Ish Thalathel? Thalathel?
Yeah, Randy does know this.
Oh, really? Who are they? What are they? What do they do?
Give me a second. I need it. We're like, this was from
And
the
I'll also
last
mention,
campaign of what Randy knew. I have to go and search this one out real quick.
Okay. At the same time, I'll also mention the other one, Ish Velatith.
Randy knows their names. Because he was recorded as a museum of failures at one point. Ish Philathel. Well, it's Randy, so he's a robot. Ish Philathel. Adjective. Noun. Ulathaean god, mender of waves, skies, and the torn earth. What was your other question?
How about Ish Velatith?
Ish Velatith. Noun. Male god, Ulathaean pantheon. The force to break waves and skies. He who creates chasms. They were recorded by the Lich Wizard Hephaestus during the enemy incident.
Is there any record of people who have fallen under their dominion? What happens to them? What their followers?
Unknown.
And they were against Hephaestus? Hephaestus?
He was the enemy. He was a failure.
Oh, okay. You've been remarkably helpful. I was not expecting this. Neither was I, apparently. Okay, so I'll go back, and the only other thing I'll do while we're waiting for Anshra is go to Ozark's library, and since the tyrant told us about the Herald, I'll try to look up anything about the Herald or just the gods in general, hoping to keep an eye out for anything that has to do with these two.
Cool. Paradigm, you went to the library first, so we're gonna do your thing real quick. What were you wanting to do, bud?
Oh, I'm gonna search for any information on horse lords.
Oh. Yeah, okay. Give me an investigation check. You're good at those, right?
Investigation. If it everything's reloading.
You're good. Perfect.
Woo!
Wow, you are good at those. You go to like a local encyclopedia, more or less, of like terms for bovids. I think horses are bovids. I'm not actually sure if horses are bovids. I know they're not
equines.
They're equines. Yeah.
But that could be. I don't know. I don't know.
Bovids
I
are
don't know what a
cows.
bovid is.
I think he's
you
bovine.
go.
I'm not too sure.
Yes. You look up some local, not bestiaries. That's what I'm trying to come up to. A horse lord is a specific designation of, well, think like an equine mixed with like a mammoth. They can be found in the plains of Burlo to the south of Tolst and the north of Alcazan. They are incredibly rare animals to see, normally because they blend in really well from above the sky with like their horse herds. which they can usually be seen leading or, being a horse with. And they are like a local legend of if you meet one and befriend one, you will become the friend of all horses around the world.
Sweet mother of God.
Yeah, they're like semi-magical beasts.
So they're just big horses.
They're big horses, yeah.
Well, I have a new personal mission.
Yeah. Their hooves are like the thing to go to make sovereign glue as well. That's like big wizard note right there.
So I was made from mammoth horse.
That was likely the material in which your body is constructed of, yes.
Well, that's all I really cared to find out.
Okay, cool. We're going to jump back to Antoine. Actually, no. I'm not going to leave JC in suspense. JC, you're not going to find jack shit in the library.
Figured.
Antoine, now we go to you. You head out in the woods for like 2 hours, driving over hills, passing by trees. You can view outside of like this armored glass slit, just like the environment. The Sea of Trees is something somewhat reminiscent of Mokapuni itself. Mokapuni was an archipelago. There was only one town, and then like there were some scattered tribesmen on one island specifically. Everything else was just a lush environment, much like the Sea of Trees. Every now and again, you will see like a cottage that's like abandoned, or like a sign of once like an attempted settlement, but it has like clearly failed. You'll even like ride along like animal paths and stuff like that. You'll see just regular beasts heading out there, and then occasionally the vehicle will stop, and then Tyrant will have to go up to the driver's seat, or the little compartment really, and like speak with his driver, your chauffeur, give directions, and then the vehicle will continue once more. It seems your driver doesn't necessarily know where to go, but Tyrant seems to. When he comes
Can I
back,
hear the directions?
give me a perception check. I'm trying to like eavesdrop,
Yeah.
but it's loud. There's an engine. He's being specifically muttering. No, it would if you had advantage, you'd make it, but this would be a hard thing to hear. You're in a big loud vehicle. You listen in. You're peeking out the windows, trying to like keep track of what's going on. But eventually, your vehicle will stop. Maybe after like an hour and a half, 2 hours of just going. And the Tyrant will stand up, pop the latch of the back ramp, say, well, we're here. Let's go. And he'll hop out, his bodyguard behind him.
Follow.
You will walk out the ramp, duck down, jump out the last, like, half foot, since the ramp doesn't go all the way to the ground. You will look about your surroundings. You are in a massive pine forest. The trees and the canopy is just fucking huge. You can still see the sky. You're not too deep in, or maybe you're just at a higher elevation, but you know from just word of mouth that the Sea of Trees is a place you can quickly get lost in, to the point where you can't even see the sky at times. The Tyrant will lead you down a small dirt path that is descending into what you can hear immediately is like the gurgling of a pool. As though a fountain is off in the distance nearby. Do you say or do anything during this time?
I asked the Tyrant, how does he know of this place?
When I came into power, Antoine, and he's talking while he's walking, moving like tree branches aside, kicking a pine cone, scaring a squirrel that is just being a squirrel, looking for stuff. When I became the tyrant of Tolst, I had a responsibility to uphold for all of my people. And one of the things I had to do was make contact with the landlords, Ozark called them. I thought it was a joke. He was the most powerful wizard in the world. His land isn't owned by anyone but him. His city was built around his pillar of authority. Or below it. Underneath it, definitely. So I thought it was a joke. And he brought me here to speak with an elemental. And as he says this, he brushes the last branch away, revealing to you a small clearing that's maybe 100 feet wide, perfectly circular, with not a tree covering any of the sky directly above you. In this clearing, there is a small divot. Clearly some kind of pond or reservoir has grown here, and there's just water gushing up naturally like a spring. It's rather peaceful. It's idyllic. And he will tell you, this used to be a stone monolith here. When I spoke and communed with the elemental, I had to make promises. I had to tell them I wasn't here to disturb their garden. I was here to join them. And I offered my friendship to them. In response, they gave me this. To Ozark, they gave a pillar. The pillar that has now shrunk in recent times. And for me, they gave me a pond of fresh water. A show of life, in a way. Elementals don't speak like we humans speak. They don't understand gift-giving, really. But they understand friendship. They understand that together we can live in harmony. I have befriended this one. I've befriended a few other smaller ones in our south and east. Anything around Tolst, really, that I had to communicate with. This... And he points to the pond again. This is an elemental.
Does the pond look like my pond, my island's pond?
Kind of, yeah. It's clear water. It's fresh water in a place you'd expect it to, be muddy. It's refreshing, but the lake, the interior lake of Mokapuni was a little bit different. It was more mysterious because of how close it was to the ocean, and how it wasn't like a true reservoir in the sense where humans artificially lengthened a big hole and then just filled it with water. The tyrant in this time will begin to walk closer to the water, stepping down a few small rocks to get to pond level. He will just start walking into it. And you will see that the water will separate for him so that he may be on dry dirt, even though what was once beneath it should be mud.
Do I see the bodyguard following him?
No, she stops right at that pond.
Take out my dagger and...
Fucking make your attack roll.
No. Would be- Wonderful.
And then there were 2.
Perfect.
I haltingly step forward. Does
Yeah.
the pond respond to me? Does it become like
Where the tyrant has
Ramses?
walked is now like a increasingly growing lake bed, a pond bed that is just dry dirt that you can walk on. It's solid. It will keep and hold your weight.
I follow him, kind of like Ramses following Moses type thing, hopingly that doesn't clap on me.
He will take you to the font, where all the water is springing up and gushing out. And as he does so and reaches there, a ring of dirt will surround it, maybe 10 feet radius, 20-foot diameter. And he will walk around this circle and stand opposite of you in front of this font and gesture to the water that will begin to burble and spew up and up and up until the outline of a misty ghost of spring water just sort of ignores the laws of physics and holds. The tyrant, slightly obscured by this imagery. You have an item that lets you speak to air elementals. Those are far too high in the sky for me to bring down. But you may speak to this one. And this misty form will begin to flow and move, still attached to that burbling font, and move around you in a ghostly trail of water droplets.
I say hello.
Can you please click your ring for me so that chat can see what it does? I
My
hope you
ring?
made it. Isn't it a ring? What was the item
Amulet.
that Bogan gave you? The amulet.
Amulet.
Hear the words upon the whispering wind. You can understand any air elemental so long as the amulet is on your person. Perfect. You will hear a voice. It will be far off. It will be distant, despite the close proximity to, well, this creature is to your person. As though a voice whispering upon the wind that is naturally flowing through the air. It will say, "You who have come from far off lands, you who are not tied to the ground, what is it that brings you such a desperation?"
I was once close to a primal elemental. It protected us, me and my people. It's no longer there. Don't know why, but it was killed. Or it left. Most likely it was injured or it was killed. And we no longer have its grace. We no longer feel its love. We can no longer live in its empty realm. My people are landless. My people they have no home. I would like my people to die at their home, to have new kids at their home, to continue on. I myself would like to do the same.
The mist, this strange water shape that is shifting around, being pushed by the wind, circling you, reorienting itself, will begin to spin around. Droplets of water will smack you in the face, somewhat harshly. The water will sting a little bit, and then it will run off you and then fade back into this tornado that is quickly obscuring you. Harsher now on the wind. It will be unintelligible for a moment before it tells you you are wrong. It is not we who can leave, nor can we die. To be killed is an impossibility when you are one with the world.
So, my God has not forsaken my people.
It is impossible to forsake when you are like us. We are bound and tied here.
The land that sustained us, that we came from, dying. It's no longer able to sustain us.
Then it does not want you there. You have failed it. And it now takes away what it had once given. That is the only explanation possible. And with that, the elemental will not disperse necessarily, but it will lose interest in you. It will try to leave the fountain and go to the pond where the bodyguard is, and the tyrant will, seemingly knowing the contents of your conversation, or just being able to piece it together. Anchois, these things, they don't understand nuance. They only think in terms of what they know to be real. Is your elemental truly dead?
My assumption. I've been told that. I do not trust who did it, but they did it. They've effectively told me that they've killed my elemental.
Do you trust them?
Not...
Trust their word at the very least?
I rarely trust people who say they've done something that they are proud of. But this is not someone who has such pride. It's an AI. Just merely record of what they did. Their limited understanding could be my fault here, but I have no idea.
I know what a primal elemental is. You should know as well, correct?
I do know what a primal elemental is just because of Ozark's library.
From what I understand of them, they are the ultimate landlord. They give out like a lord of old to their vassals, and he points to this like weird game of avoidance where clearly the bodyguard wants to stay next to the pond, but also doesn't want to interact with whatever the hell mist thing is chasing it. That is clearly not a primal elemental. Its territory is what you see around you right now. A primal one is subcontinental. We know of one. We have interacted with it to the south in a colony that we have built. The raid team has built a shrine to appease it. And there is a person there who spoke for it as translator. His name, ironically enough, was Randy also. Perhaps he is the one you need to speak with next.
And the raid team is able to appease an elemental through gifts?
They gave gifts. They sacrificed parts of themselves, their character. They gave up ambitions. They got rid of emotionally significant items. It was a show of deference. Because what does an elemental want? They're part of the world. Anything made from it is inherently meaningless to them. They want respect. I don't know what occurred in Mokapuni those years ago, which has led you to me. But if an elemental wanted to die and was allowed to be killed, then I'm not sure what a remedy would be. Perhaps Randy, the druid we will call him, will know more. You now are a wizard of moderate power. You have left your initial stages. I sense the magic welling within you. If you wanted, and he looks to the elemental once more, you could, in theory, enslave one of these things. These lesser elementals that our world is made up of. But in doing so, you will rob part of the land of a servant, of a maintainer. This section of the forest will die. How far, I do not know. They take many forms, these elementals. Right now, this one is water, but it easily shifted into air. Undoubtedly, it could turn into stone, or perhaps even fire, given a spark. You could enslave this one. The real question is, are you willing to?
You know, someone told me something about 6 months ago. A brutish man who loved destroying doors. He said, I didn't want to enslave the island, which is why I had to kill it. Made no sense to me. I think the same way. I'm not a slaver. It's not what I want from man or elemental. I want my people to live. live the lives that they like, the traditions that they've had, that we've passed on. I want them to be buried where my grandparents are. Not buried, but, you know, water buried.
Tyrant nods his head. I once thought the same. When I was a teenager 4 years ago. Ozark Prime, the first one, before he made all these stupid fucking simulacrums and shaped them to be comical at best and terrifying at worst. He told me to look outside of the city one day, and the tyrant will begin walking towards you. Going around, making a full circular path around the font of water, and beginning to lead you across the bridge between rest of the land and where you currently are. Ozark told me during my rebellious phase that to truly lead, to have responsibility towards people you love, you must look beyond yourself. You must look beyond your wants and look to their needs. Being a leader means preparing for the future constantly, to the point where sometimes you have to abandon the past and leave the present to others. Anchois, your princess, Anae, sacrificed much to give her people a future. It was not the one that they asked her for. It is not the one they wanted. But she gave them a future.
What did she sacrifice?
Her prestige, her power, her claim to fame, most of her wealth.
How?
All things cost something. She is no longer a head of state. She is no longer a tycoon's daughter. She no longer is a princess of a country, where her country is gone.
She wasn't that as soon as our country started dying. After that, she was pretending.
You feel anger. It's understandable. She failed you in many ways, but leaders will and often do. It is not their job to make people happy. It is to give them a way so that they can become happy on their own.
Well, she's happy. She has plenty of wealth in her back pocket.
Hang on, I got a ban a bot.
Sorry, my bot's no longer picking it up.
It's fine. I got you. See you later, nerd. Band. Get right. Anchois, if you wish to become a leader for your people, part of you will need to let go of the past. Speak with this randy druid, or commune with the primal elemental. Find out what you need to do. Now let's go have an awkward car ride back home.
You know, by the way, I would have loved to be here 6 months ago.
You know, you weren't ready yet.
Okay. All right.
He grabs your shoulder in a weird, awkward side hug. His bodyguard chases after him. The elemental chases after her, then stops at that hard wall of pond and land, and will dissolve into just a puddle. You look behind you for a brief moment. That dirt causeway you were on is now completely submerged once more, leaving but a still pond, the burble now gone. And you will have the weirdest, most awkward 2.5 APC ride through a mountainous forest. It will be a wonderful time for sure. And this is
notes on the way back.
Of
Take
course.
notes on the way out.
This is a lovely time for a break. So we will do just that. And when we come back, we will see what the other players want to do. Or maybe it's time to choose a new objective. See you in a bit, guys. Woo! Hello, everyone. We're back. You, Anshua, arrived back in Tulst. Your team is just reading up on books right now, which you will ping them on your communicator to rejoin them. It's the lunchtime nooner, so someone's shitting up your communications right now with crappy modern music that nobody really likes. Postmodern.
Then Coraline's radio is off.
Yeah. Paradigm's reading about Big Horse.
Yeah.
Or I mean, redacted.
People are wondering like how they keep getting everybody's frequencies. They must be like just going through, just like someone got a communicator and was just fucking like, who can I fuck around with? And they probably don't even know they're fucking around with like their state's government right now. But until those people are found,
Unknowingly starts a pirate radio.
yeah, Tulsa just has this like noon to 1 p.m. kind of shitty rock, just weird music station on all their military frequencies.
Boost morale, though.
You have assembled.
So, Anshua, how was your little field trip?
It was. I think I got more concrete answers from one of those fortune cookies. I did get answers. I did get answers, but they're couched in uncertain language.
So you got puzzles?
But one big lead, a Randy
Another
to the south in a new colony.
Your little Ioun stone surrounding your head just beeps, and then like clearly thinking he was being addressed, but just like goes quiet once more.
No, not you.
Other Randy.
Actually, speaking of little Randy, I don't get much use of him. No, not you.
Beep.
Yes, you, but not now.
Beep 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 beep. Fuck you. Beep.
You have a pretty good connection to it. Do you want it back? Maybe at some point we can give it to Helga like we planned, but for now, I mean, I tend to leave the magic to you.
You don't want magic floating jewel of AI Spectre. You want this thing? I'm fine. If you don't want it, I'll hold on to you. But tell you the truth, honestly, Randy gets on my nerves.
Give me to someone else. The feeling is mutual.
All right. It's just getting annoying seeing him float around all the time. And
Give me to the horse, then. He seems interesting.
you want it redacted?
Sure, I guess.
I mean, Thatch doesn't use magic, and the vampire frog is the vampire frog. I'm sure Randy doesn't like the vampire frog, right?
It goes silent.
He
Yeah,
has terrible taste.
I can just stick some mind whips in him.
No, whatever. I just don't want it floating around my head for now. Coraline will grab it and toss it to redacted.
It immediately begins to gravitate back towards you, Coraline.
I grab it
There
and
you
I
go.
stick it in Nekri's skull in the other eye socket.
This is weird.
Suck it up.
Okay.
Nick Skull has like an orb of fondness, a glass eye of Randy.
A noise horn in the mouth.
It's getting cramped in the skull. It's chipped as well. It feels like it's about to break.
Don't worry about that.
What did you do to this skull?
I lobbed a man's head off.
Sick. That's pretty dope.
By
I
the way,
put the description in the Discord, Alden.
So now he has a clear eye and a purple eye and then a blue gem in his forehead.
It's gray. You can have up to 3 spell levels of spells within this, and I am making the executive decision not to let them be reactions anymore.
Yeah, right now there's Disguise Stealth, Sleep, and Silent Image. All first level spells.
I will put no use to any of those.
Would you like
Waste
me
them and
to
replace them.
consume the magic and free up space?
I could just give
Yeah,
you spells.
eat the magic.
Magic consumed. Womp, 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 womp. You just watch this orb like glow violently, and then it'll just like go back to being static.
Like Paradigm, you need some important magic like
Actually,
reduce, like all that stuff, and perhaps you can just use it for.
Take him out of the socket and let him float around me, and I just stick a catapult in him.
Oh,
Are you gonna catapult Randy?
Yes, he's going to be my
Do
catapult.
not, do not catapult Randy.
hell yeah! Let me kill once again.
A second level catapult.
Okay. What about the first level spell you have remaining?
Yeah, those are all reactions.
Okay.
All my first levels are reactions.
You need
Actually, no,
utility spells.
forgot.
You need
It's
utility
gonna be
spells.
another
You know?
catapult.
Yeah, catapult's first level.
Yeah, a second level catapult and a first level catapult.
It'd be more efficient to have 3 first level catapults, but I respect your decision.
Paradigm. How can you? I'm sorry, horse. How do you get around? You can just tell me you need utility spells. You can.
Yeah, I
hold
know. I know.
all-
Reduce and spider climb.
Yeah. Okay, you're just gonna keep those like prepared instead of using. Okay, you know what? Hey, as long as
What
you
about-
have them, as long as it's good, you know it's
Look,
good.
I only taught myself how to be a wizard again, just so I could, have those spells particularly. I don't really
Yeah.
care for the rest of the magic. Sometimes I might whip someone with a mind whip. That's about it.
Okay.
As he
Good.
says that, and you're like, yeah, okay, ceiling spider Ozark drops from the ceiling and lands behind Redacted and just whispers in your ear, "The tyrant will see you now. Please, head to the lobby."
All right.
And then it will just
Cool.
literally do a vertical leap of like 60 feet and go back to the ceiling.
When he fell, I swatted my tail at him.
He is more like a fly than a man.
Yeah.
And besides, Anshua, even if he catapults Randy isn't destructible, right? Can't be destroyed?
Well,
So
we'll
it'll
see
be
about
fine.
that. And I walk out.
Very much can be destroyed. Very much can be destroyed. I've seen Randy be destroyed.
With that
It's not-
warning on Redacted's mind, we will follow Redacted to the Tyrant's Court, which is currently empty. There's a big sign that says "Close due to war" on the front door. The doors are still open regardless, but there's no queue today. And the
just
tyrant, sitting on his throne, is looking at a clipboard that seems to just have like 50 pages of a document on it. And he's like muttering to himself, just like, how the fuck did this get past editing? And then he'll like look at you and put the clipboard to the side of his throne. Hey, bud.
Hey, Ty.
Okay, so you remember me. What
Yeah.
else do you remember?
I won't. The last thing I guess my first memory is just I was on an airship to what the fuck is that city southeast of Forge of Alvin? Kaltar?
Yeah.
Porter?
Yeah. No,
Torture?
Kaltar. That's
No, it's
southwest.
Kaltar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no,
I
that
was
one's
on an airship.
southeast.
Yeah. I was on an airship to Kaltar and met some guy named Miros. A lot of weird fog started happening. I remember being on a wall. I don't know how I did it. Beat a man in arm wrestling. Then, I think I kicked Miros into a building.
Yeah. That's
Then I was here.
That was your
And I
first
don't remember
interaction.
why I'm here or joined the task force. I know Ozark did something. I don't know what.
I don't know how to talk to you right now. Can't. This is a very weird moral situation for me. Redacted? That is what you're going by now?
Well, whenever I try to say, I keep trying to call myself by something. Like, my name is redacted.
I see.
I guess red works.
Why don't we
Something like
start
that.
from the most recent events and work our way back?
Okay.
You, on a mission for my very special forces, we'll call them, gave away your memories to a fey creature in exchange for a mystery, I suppose.
Did I?
You did. It was quite a sacrifice you made for us. And I can't thank you enough for that.
Well, there's no real need to thank me. I don't even know what I did.
Regardless of that, my question to you now is, do you wish to continue? You have given away quite a bit. If you wish to stop, you are currently bound by a contract, but that's like, you've given enough. You don't have to keep fighting.
But where will that put me? Like, I don't
Not
know
sure.
who. I barely know who I am anymore. Half of my memories are gone, and the things I do remember, there's plot holes of how I did things or got places.
Is
No
there
idea what the
anything
fuck's
you
going on.
want? Do you want
Huh?
your memories back?
I don't know. From everything I've been told, they weren't great. Truth be told. It sounded like constant humiliation.
It was,
And
as a third party, it was like reading a tragedy when I initially read your file.
I pull out the list of ingredients. Apparently some woman made me from this list of ingredients, took a blood from some horse lord and stuck it in with a bunch of other shit. You want it? You can make more.
I
mean,
don't want it, no. That sounds abominable. And I'm glad that woman is currently trapped in a briefcase, which we now have thanks to you.
Not that one.
they're all
Or not
doorways
that
to the
one,
same
no,
place,
huh?
likely.
Either way, we have a similar one. But that's not the point. I'm giving you an out here to find yourself. You are currently a paid soldier, a mercenary with extra conditions for a military. I don't think it's ethical for me to enforce that contract when you yourself don't have a reason or a motivation or a reason just to be here. That, like, you came here for a reason. You were
It's
freed,
fair.
and
But in all honesty, what's the difference? If I stay here, I'm doing a job that I already have a job. I'm getting paid. I'm doing that job, going out and doing whatever the fuck we do. Or I
there'd
could
be less
drop out and
violence.
maybe, but who's to say what happens if I leave? I'll be out in the middle of a world that I know nothing about.
We wouldn't just cut you off. You're still you have signed citizenship here. We have programs, we can get you. You're a friend of mine. I'm not just gonna abandon you, but
We're not there.
Oh, okay. That's good.
I can't just. I understand that, but I might as well just keep on going. I have all these things, and I'm already trying to figure out next moves for myself. I might as well not abandon it now. What's the point? If I made such a great sacrifice, I must have done it because I wanted to. I could have just said no and walked away.
he
Might as well
nods
keep
his
some
head.
part of myself around.
If you're still willing, then we will still have a place for you here. But I felt that it should be at least brought up.
It's appreciated.
He thinks for a moment, pauses, hesitates. If there is anything you need, come to me. I will do my utmost to help you.
It's much appreciated, Ty. But honestly, I don't think I really need anything right now. I might look into horse lords. Seems like I could befriend every horse in the world.
He truly fumbles like there.
I don't know. I'm just trying to get some kind of. I don't know. I'm trying to find anything I can to give me interest.
Okay. Well, I wish you luck then. Keep me updated. Don't be a stranger. And kind of just like looks at you kind of sadly, like internalizing the fact that ultimately you did this for him and you will have no memory of doing it at all. And he has to just sit there and kind of accept that.
It's good to see you have a conscience.
I do. I've
Most seem
always
to
had
think you
one.
don't.
Yeah, it's part of the image. You gotta look like... I mean, when you're named Tyrant, right, you gotta act like it a little bit. Maybe you should get a title name. That'd be cool. More than, horse. We'd call you, like, Skull Fucker, or... I don't know. You've always got Necri Skull on your fucking hip.
He wanted me to have it. I don't know why.
It's kind of weird. Just a little weird. It's par and parcel for wizards, I'm told, but still.
Yeah, it's weird being a wizard. Magic's weird.
I agree. Magic is fucking weird. Okay. Anything you want to bring up?
I don't know where to take this from here.
All right, let's just have an
I thought you were gonna scold me or something.
No. Why would I scold you?
I don't know. Ozark seemed pretty mad at me.
It's Ozark. He's always mad at something.
Told me I threw away our friendship. I don't know.
It's unfortunate.
I didn't mean to do anything.
All right, well, have a good day.
You too, Ty. I don't know.
You like awkwardly clip clop down the hallway.
Yep. Now, John.
Yeah.
Question.
What's up?
As I leave, can I do an insight roll with my cape?
Can you link your item?
Yeah. 1 second. Did you put it in there or did I?
I didn't do nothing.
Okay, then I have to.
I can go to the magical items, I guess.
I got it. I got
it?
something I can do. I think. How do I display this? I guess I can't just do this. Here, I'll just copy and paste the description you
Yeah,
gave
just
me.
copy and paste. I found it. The Cape of the Oracle?
Yeah.
Okay. Holy shit. Okay. You're attuned to it, right?
Yup.
Keep track of your attunement items, everybody. If no creature is actively pursuing them, the cloak randomly gives advantage on Wisdom Insight to suss out if a creature, then 1 through 8. Okay. Roll me a 1d8. Because no one is currently pursuing you.
That I know of.
Yeah.
A 6.
I was hoping for 8.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I wanted
Roll
to.
for insight, please.
Advantage.
Add advantage, yes. Alright. You know, he wouldn't, like, go through having a conversation with you if he didn't have kind thoughts, right?
I guess. Yeah.
Maybe. Or maybe it's just, like, a considerate boss doing just, like, a check-in on a guy he, like, seen has been struggling. Who really knows? You know?
I'm glad I have no wisdom.
You have the cape that susses out the truth, but you yourself can't suss it out yourself.
I really wanted 8.
I'm sorry. Okay. You can go back to your friends. Coraline and Antoine, was there anything you two were doing during this time? Were you just yelling at each other about Randy, or?
Probably just yelling at each other about Randy.
Yelling? Why?
Coraline's
it sounded
just a
good.
yeller, okay?
It really is.
During this time, I probably would like to visit my Mokapunians.
Okay. John will just knock off the stay from the calendar as well. You go north to Dagger Town, or whatever the fuck it's called. I'm forgetting it. I could find it. I don't care to, though. You go north. North Tolst. Riverwash, that's where it is. And there you will see your Mokapunian friends mingling with the locals of the town. Your father's not there, for he and his own tribe went across the river somewhere. But you see a bunch of new faces. People you've heard about. Some aquatic denizens of the archipelago that were only spoken of in whispers and rarely made contact with the rest of Mokapuni. They seem to have stopped by from somewhere. The fish folk, the Veldikans, the squid people, all sorts of undersea humanoids.
Oh,
And you're like, oh shit, those people.
I introduce myself, talk to them. Basically, I want to find out exactly what are they doing here. Are they refugees?
They're not really refugees. Most of them don't speak common, since they just kind of have their own underwater language. But for the most part, like, what your fellow Mokapunians think is that they're just, like, migrating around. And since it's summer here, they thought to drop by and check on what you guys were up to. Since winter, they will not be here for winter.
Cool. And I cast comprehend languages so I can understand what they're saying. So
Yeah, you can hear them, but it's like casual, like, conversation. It's not like,
okay.
It's super simplified. It's basically caveman speech to you.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, they have grain food that grow on ground. And then, like, another guy's just like, just shut the fuck up and speak normally. The other guy's just like, no, this is way more fun. They don't know I understand them all. Ha ha ha. They're just playing foreigner, basically.
I just wanted to do some investigation work on if there's any anyone who's particularly well known or well versed in the arcane among the Cantillarians? I assume that they would know, the Mukapinians would know the Cantillarians by now, since we're all in Tulst as refugees.
The Cantillari people live in the city itself. They don't like the wilderness. They grew up in basically Las Vegas meets DC. So super urban centric people. Mokapunians, on the other hand, are just... They like the wilderness. They like hanging outdoors. They like water. They like... They don't like the traffic and hubbub of city life, even though they lived in a city. There's not as much community in Tulst as they'd like. So they came out here to Riverwatch. Cantillari's, like, cool people who were, like, employed by the city to do cool magic do not live in Tulst. They are someplace else. It's mostly, like, the civilians they got. The level 0 to level 1 people who are just, like, you know, they try to find a place of safety rather than go out for adventure and chase after power and ambition. Like, those guys do not belong in an authoritarian state where the leader of is an unknowable and super powerful guy who they can't potentially backstab and take over their position for one day.
All right. Basically, it was just to figure them out and find out if they knew anything about elementals.
Okay.
And particularly air elementals. It was just some detective work I was doing.
Okay. That is the end of the second. On the third, I think it's time for you guys to start figuring out where you're going, what your next plan is.
Yeah, in anticipation of that, I'm going to go grab the 2,000 gold pieces worth of 100 gold piece gems again.
Okay.
Okay.
Find your nearest bathtub. Okay.
I mean, that's assumed. Every long rest.
Understood.
And if we're going to Destry, I'll grab the Aldrich family pendant from our vault, or I guess it's just sitting on top of the gold.
It's somewhere buried in there.
Yeah, it's like a big chain with like blocks to show off lineage, lands, and all sorts of things. It's more or less like the deed to Aldrich's lands. Like, you are holding his symbol of authority. This isn't some minor,
so
like,
we
trinket.
own his lands.
This is, like, evidence that you have at least stolen his rightful property.
Yeah, but that means we're in control.
No. Just, what?
I'll
hey,
bring
Biden, I stole the White House. I'm the president now? Like, what?
It's my Oval Office now.
I locked you out, bitch. Like, what the fuck?
I mean, that's a good point. Like, would the tyrant think of anything that we could use it for, or
He never
puts
knew
it
you
on.
had this.
We should show that to him.
Did we show it to him?
You showed him his head, like Aldrich's fucking rotting carcass of a head, yeah.
Yeah, at the same time. Okay, I thought we showed him the chain.
No, you didn't show him the chain. If you did, I'm misremembering.
So I'll go to the tyrant when I think of this after he's talked about the different things. I assume the others are there too at the time. Tyrant, we have this chain that we found last time we were there. It was on the corpse of Aldrich. Could this be useful somehow?
You have had this the entire time? What? Call Falzmalek. He just says to a random guy walking to the hall. He's like, oh, okay. He like fucking grabs the necklace and like, what the fuck? What we did?
Swan, we showed you this.
Oh my
I didn't
God.
remember.
You know,
He just
it was
fucking
you show
leaves and
head,
just
you
starts
show
fucking
necklace.
running down the hall. His bodyguard chasing after the guy who was like having a meeting with is just like, so about those property taxes. He
Yeah,
just
your
fucking-
taxes are getting raised. Now get out.
Oh, and he does. He just fucking leaves.
If you want a 20% discount, just deposit your taxes directly to account number 73066.
At the Tulsa Confidentiary Bank.
What do you guys do? Is he just runs away from like his throne?
I'll look
You
at the
take his
others, go,
throne and declare yourself.
I think we just solved the Destiny situation.
Yeah.
So what do you want to
think
do
if-
instead?
Well, I
Well-
think we own Destry now. Or Dissel,
No,
at least.
Not anymore. Like I believe Tired owns that now, but we did at one
Yeah,
point.
well-
we owned it.
We're part of this. We kind of own it.
Uh,
We can make it
Okay.
our fortress.
What do you do with the rest of your day? What do you guys want to do now that you've done this?
could I look
How-
for
He didn't want the head,
buyers?
but he wanted the necklace.
You want
Could I look-
buyers?
Buyers for the art we have. I show them like, hey guys, we still have the art, so
Why don't?
art.
What if we keep it and buy ourselves a mansion and then hang it up as a memory?
we could do that. I mean, we could. How about this, guys? How about we get someone to paint this? We keep that copy as a memory. Well, we sell this art right here.
Did Bogan even
This is good.
sign the one he gave us?
No.
Oh,
Well,
It's not
it's
even
not worth
signed.
anything if it's not signed.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have no
Also,
idea.
who the fuck knows who Bogan is?
He's the scion of the Sky King.
To
The
us-
wizards should know who's that, right?
To
You
us,
didn't
that's
know
who he
that
is.
was until you met him, right?
But like, if we go to some random schmuck on the street, hey, you know Bogan? What are they gonna say? Oh yeah, the Sky King Scion, the king of the halflings.
Hmm.
These schmucks don't even know what a halfling. We don't even know what a halfling is, really.
Wait a minute.
So we should just keep the painting in a room and sells the big, heavy copy of Castle Power. Apparently, that's a collector's
Huh?
item.
No, those are mine.
Oh yeah, those are worth
That would
a lot.
actually go for quite a lot, and everybody
yeah.
knows it.
No. Those are
I
mine.
have, I have this intuition that it was about 5,000 gold pieces. That's a lot. That's a big chunk of airship. We could get
That's-
like an extra balloon.
Staying with me. I just had my memory ripped away from me. You're not taking my castle power either.
The collector's
okay.
piece, bitch. How dare you?
I believe the author we once had, nearby. I just shudder at the thought of the memories going
Huh?
back. Of
I don't remember who you're
skull,
talking
like
about.
cracking.
Who? What happened?
No, it's best. It's best you don't actually. No.
Oh.
I'm glad I
It's-
can play this card all the time now.
Yeah. So about that sword, you want to go do something with that real quick?
Do we get XP for that mission
What?
accomplished?
You're not getting experience for like months, bro. I fucked up my count. You guys have no experience ever.
Understand.
Hey.
Understood.
You fucked it up when you took me into account.
No,
Alden
so
really-
seriously, if he comes back and he says the Destiny situation is solved or not important, what should we do next?
I mean,
I do like Mulan.
Thatch has been going on about mushrooms for a while. It's also kind of the Destry problem, but I feel like this isn't just gonna solve the Destry problem inherently. I feel like we're
Well,
still
look at
gonna have
the-
to out him as not Aldrich, because as it stands, it's just gonna look like we stole his necklace.
We have. the
Well, we had
necklace.
his head. What?
Yeah, but it decomposed.
How is that my fault?
What dead people do.
What,
I mean,
what are they just gonna look at and be like, "Yep, that's his skull. That's definitely my dead uncle's skull." Remember Umbug?
Oh, you carry around a skull. Can't you do something with a decomposed head? I don't know. Talk to it or make it have.
I don't even know how this thing got all the skin off. I just know that I have it. And then it was Necre's. Ozark did something to it.
I mean, I can understand bringing your enemy's skull around with you, but it's a little creepy, to be honest.
Look, he wanted me to do it, and I'm gonna fulfill that.
All right.
Randy said it's cool.
Did Randy say it was cool?
He said it was cool.
Oh wow.
On
Yeah,
principle.
but Randy has terrible taste. We've already
Yeah.
This is
established
true.
that.
Randy
He's
does
an
have
island
terrible
killer.
taste.
He's an island killer.
How many people get to say they killed
In
an
your
island?
opinion.
Not a lot. That's pretty sick.
It's pretty cool that he just took out a whole island on his own.
Yeah.
Well, he had help. He wasn't on his own, but
He
yeah.
fucking blew
I
it
don't know
up
that.
on his own. It was all him. That's how Randy says it now. Because he knows it pisses you off.
Shake the fist.
I high-fived the rock.
So we thinking Moolah? We thinking about heading east?
I guess, yeah.
Gotta wait to get there, though.
Yeah, we'll kind of wait till the tyrant gets back to see what he says about the Destry situation.
That's gonna be several days. You guys
Oh,
have brought this up to him. And now that situation has to unfold with time. It's not an instant like, we got him, boy! It's
No, I
literally
meant like what he says that he thinks is going to happen. Like if he says, "Oh, this will probably work itself out," then we'll be like, "Okay, well, we won't go there." But if he says like this won't be enough, we'll have to do other stuff, then maybe we still will.
Well, how about we go to a colony in the south? Sound good? Sounds pretty good. I know who to contact, and I just do ascending right now. Randy, it's me. Antron.
My rock beeps.
Not you, Randy. The creature who I have the druid. Randy the druid.
You've never met Randy the Druid.
All I need to know the name, if I believe so.
I think you need
How
to
many
know them
people
first.
in this world do you think are named Randy?
Hey, I'm just reading rules as written.
It
Rules
goes to
as
some
written
Randy.
without logic or, forethought is lame and shitty.
Oh,
Yeah, you have to be
okay.
familiar.
Well, yeah, it
Yeah.
says with
Right,
which you are
right.
familiar.
Yeah, get fucked, Temer. The player?
I'm just saying.
Fucking.
Just saying.
Oh,
I'm
throw
familiar.
that spell card down. Tell
I'm
John's
familiar.
wrong. Guess what? I don't even need to defend it. I'm right on every angle. Fuck you.
Hey.
I'm gonna nerf your
Oh,
firebolt
yeah.
if you're not careful.
You did. You nerfed
I'm
it.
gonna nerf it
You
again.
nerfed it.
Now it's 1d10 again. Get another level.
Yeah.
Hey guys,
Shakes my
there's always
fist.
those Ulathaean temples. We could ask Irithil if she'd be willing to crash into them with us. I could just lead her straight to the treasure. I wave map around.
Sounds good.
Are we really the puzzle-solving types?
Well, the Discovery team evidently isn't.
Sever was part of that team originally. He has a rightful claim to go on this quest. How dare anyone else say otherwise?
I mean, if the tyrant doesn't have anything pressing for us, I'm open to most of them. I mean, I'm sure the greater chemicals thing will be quick. We just need to find some evil old man that we have to destroy or something. Nothing morally ambiguous at all.
Wasn't there something about a little girl?
Do you want to read more into the Mephelio information? It's a dossier.
Oh, he left us a dossier. Yeah, sure.
Okay. This is the second quest abandoned by the raid team, so if you finish it, you'd be 2 for 2, which would be fantastic on all angles, on a meta level and on a character level. So, the Greater Chemical is a highly powerful potion maker, currently living in an unknown or undisclosed location below a fortress of the Alventory, which are designated murder dwarves. They are dwarves who murder things. It's uncertain about how to truly contact them or get there again, but the tyrant seems to have a way of doing just that. The Greater Chemical says he will come to Tolst and act as potion maker if you can secure him one thing, which is the death or dematerialization of a creature known as Mephelio. Mephelio is said to be a named foul one. This is different from the regular foul ones and verminous ones you have run into. Named demonic creatures, you're normally much more powerful. You could, in theory, summon one of these things and bind it to your will if you were a master warlock or some sort of summoner. Mephelio seems to have materialized sometime this year. No one's sure when, no one's sure exactly where, but he managed to get into the world, and is now apparently on the hunt for the Greater Chemical. The first option, which is what the Murder Dwarves were considering, since they're getting annoyed with the Greater Chemical, and they just may take a shot at Mephelio to see if, like, their shitters can go and prove themselves and kill this named foul one. Or you could, the other alternative option was to get the Light of Arvillian to go and fight Mephelio, since they are a concept we haven't really brought up, but the raid team is very familiar with, is what is known, or what are known as counterbalances. In this world, if you are a powerful enough creature, the world will somehow, through either individuals or through magical force, balance it out. Mephelio has one such counterbalance, and it is called the Light of Arvillian, which is a pure force of energy that binds with people to apparently give them super magical powers that are perfect for fighting against this one creature, at least to a draw. If Mephelio is sensing this creature, they will undoubtedly do battle, and they will be distracted with one another so that the Greater Chemical can fuck off and get away and erase himself from their cognizant chase of him. It's a weird situation. Basically, free the light from Phalanor, which is a weird cat spirit thing that is just out in the world fucking around, apparently. The light will then go and find Mephelio to distract him, and then the Greater Chemical will come serve the Tyrant of Tolst. Or, just kill Mephelio, and then the Greater Chemical will come to serve the Tyrant of Tolst.
But the dossier doesn't say where either the light or Mephelio is, right?
The information for Mephelio is the most recent. It's a month old. He was last seen in the Forge of Alvin, disguised as a person, and it has a picture of them. The light, which was given by Phalanor, was last seen entering the Red Waste like 3 or 4 months ago. Maybe even 5 now. No one's certain where they've been since Cancelar. No one goes there really anymore. But they lost track of them. So.
And to release this light, we have to...
No one's sure exactly. The raid team wrote down in some notes, like, maybe we should kill her, and the light will go and find its proper vessel. Or, capture the child that it is in house with and try to extract the essence of this pure spirit. Or just fucking shoot the Fey cat in the head. Maybe that'll get the vessel to go do what it needs to do on its own. No one's exactly sure.
What if we present the child to Mephelio?
They will fight, assumedly.
Well, that sounds fine.
The problem is finding the child and doing that.
Yeah.
I mean, this sounds like the most helpful quest. We could get some decent potion makers here.
Yeah.
And Anshua, could you not bind this demon to yourself? You were talking about doing
Hey,
it to an
you want to
elemental.
enslave a demon?
Pardon?
Want to
Bind it
enslave
to
a
me.
demon?
But bind it a demon?
Yeah.
Were you not looking for something to bind and you said the elementals were too nice?
Yeah, the demons are bad. Why not enslave them?
There's like a moral quandary right here. Thinking,
Is it
would
okay to
smite
enslave
demons.
something that is made of
like
pure evil?
would smite a demon. Would enslave it. I mean, it sounds even more evil for some reason.
Really?
I mean, imagine finally getting a collar on that crow man.
I mean, it probably would be easier to kill one than to capture one. Not having
Somehow
any
that-
experience with demons myself, that's what my guess is.
I don't know,
does
the
feel
last
more
time we
moral.
tried killing one, it just kind of left.
There
It
was
walked away.
a subnote that no one has tried to make contact with Mephelio, and he is currently passing as a humanoid in the world. This is very odd behavior for a foul one.
Maybe
Although
he's
the
not so
Alventori
foul.
are keeping track of them, or loose track of them, they don't want to get close and spook it, so that when they do eventually take their shot, they'll know where it is.
Maybe we try talking to him first. Maybe he's not such a bad guy. What is good and evil anyway?
You know, our last. I guess you don't know, but our last two companions were killed by foul ones. Jerome's foul ones in particular, but
No, I remember. There was a
Oh.
big pillar of fire.
yes, including Randy, who went up in flames.
Fuck
In
you.
fact,
That was their
You did.
fault. You did not warn me that I needed to be prepared to receive massive levels of fire damage.
hey man, you chose Aurelia. What
I
can
chose. I did not choose. You allotted me. Give me to the bard, they said. She can have more spells and hellish rebukes, they said.
Yeah, well,
Fuck you.
you went in flames. You went in flames.
You're
What can I say,
lame.
man? What can I say? What can I
Can't
say?
even enslave an elemental. First thing
Damn.
cool wizards do. Unbelievable.
Dear God, Randy, I will.
But
Honest to
Faceless
God, I will
enslaved
destroy
all
you.
elementals.
I will destroy you. You do not kill elementals. Do not talk about
We
killing
kill
elementals near
them.
me.
We changed
I
them.
take Randy. I like.
Randy's
give me-
outside your reach. You have to jump up.
He's like 7 feet off the ground.
I'm
If
just
not
like, you will be firebolted. You're talking about killing elementals near me, pal.
Try it. My AC is 25, bitch.
All right, random firebolt.
hey,
Do
hey,
this.
hey.
Counterspell.
No.
Oh wait, you're not a wizard anymore. Oh.
Or
You
it's not a good one.
Where's your flail when you need it? Get wrecked, he says. You suck.
It goes wide. It goes wide. Like,
Uh,
Randy.
you started this. I'm finishing
Did
it.
not. I did not. You killed my island. Ah, second fireball.
Okay. Oh shit! If only you had advantage somehow.
Nah, it's alright.
You'd actually blow him up if you crit.
The player doesn't really want to. The player doesn't really want to destroy Randy.
Well, stop rolling then, bud.
Oh, he has to. Randy's being known.
I
Very,
was
very,
not
very.
warned to take fire damage. Oh, bop. Just 1,000 gold damage rate. Oh, fuck. You guys want to go talk to Mephelio? You guys want to go south and try to speak with Primal Elemental?
Might be our only thing. I actually want to go south, but I don't really want to push the vote we probably should have.
So Thatch/Shadow said he will back you if you want to do anything.
Yeah.
Specifically you, Anchois/Temer. So.
And well, me, I tend to go with the groove because
We have Brood, by the way. He is in communication. I think he's watching right now.
Is he in chat?
is it?
Well, he was talking in our Discord.
Oh, fuck that guy then. Not joining us when he could have. What a lamer. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the vote, at least put this gently. Yeah, the vote would be for, going south to see that elemental, but
Let's do it. We can
I
knock it down in
personally
40
do
minutes.
not want to. Okay.
I mean, what's it gonna do? Burn some calendar days? You guys are already
Yeah.
calendar leading by like another 2 weeks. It's fine.
When we're about to leave, Coraline will, like next time she talks to the Tyrant, she'll be like, if any of the other teams need more transport, we were on a ship from the Volar faction. They were quite good. Avoided all the mishaps and had a very fair
Are
price.
you our leak?
What leak?
Did you give them information that's like specifically to the raid team?
No.
Oh. Yeah, their warehouse got hit.
What?
Yeah, like
what does
almost
the-
all their mithril has been stolen.
What does the raid team have to do with the Volars?
Apparently they
damn.
stole their airship.
Ah,
So as like retribution, they went to their warehouse and stole all the mithril that they were going to steal. I guess they must have followed them invisibly.
I wonder if the Volair want to make a mithril airship.
well, they seem very nice to us, so they probably don't know we have any connection to the raid team, which we don't.
You just clean up after their messes and, you know.
In that case,
It's fine. It shouldn't be your fault. It must have been on, like, OPSEC, you know? Operational security. They must
No,
have
I-
overlooked something vital.
Or the
Like,
raid team just stumbled.
Maybe. It's like they bought, like, a property from, like, a smuggling ring who could be bought, and then decided to keep, like, 90% of all their money in that warehouse. Who knows? Okay.
I mean, I can understand the draw because the banks don't let you put your money in a bathtub and swim in it in their vaults.
It's true. They definitely don't have the security necessary to protect Mithril either, apparently. So, I need to go and talk to some delegates. I will see you later, Coraline. Thanks for the heads
what
up.
sort of transport can we get to the south? Either Forge or your special little colony?
He's gone.
But oh,
We don't even know what the colony's called.
It's because it
I
doesn't
don't
have
even
a
know
name.
where it is.
We just know it's in the south and that there's an airship terminal.
You guys can investigate quite quickly. It is a well-known secret within the Tulsa Court what is happening down south. Apparently, the Tyrant has found unclaimed land in the southern area, like 600 miles south of Alcazan, which is frequently making trips to Alcazan to resupply and get more materials. Yeah.
Okay, so Anchois, the plan is we fly to this colony. You talk to an elemental, yes, and then we come back.
In particular, Randy, I should find Randy the druid, and
Why talk to the middleman when you can just try and commune with the big guy on top first? What's
Well,
gonna
ideally-
happen? You don't talk to him and then we have to go find Randy?
ideally we don't have to choose one or the other. It's both. We would do.
But I
That
mean,
seems
what is-
unlikely.
What is your purpose with talking with this Randy? What do you hope to get?
I hope to get some understanding of communicating with an elemental. I really wish I could give you more. I wish I could. I wish
To
I
con-
knew more
To convince another one to save your island?
to. Can
What
long
exactly are
story
you trying
short.
to do?
Long story short. There's an elemental in this land, and then I go on to the long time that it's
Yeah.
owned that land that they had to give. I information dump all of that idea that was told to me. My idea, or at least Anchoa's idea, is to do something similar on his island, or at least to figure out an idea on how uh, to appease elementals of some sort.
So you-
Essentially, if I was working with more information, I could give you more information.
It sounds like you want to convince an elemental to leave the land they're currently controlling to go control your island, or maintain your island instead of their current lands. But what could you do to? Why would they do that?
Well, that would be too purposeful to convince this elemental to leave its place. You would be attributing more foresight and more directness than I can offer. My idea is to learn more about it, to find another elemental, or maybe to talk to Randy to find out if he knows a way to communicate with other, or location for other elementals. If I was to convince this elemental, I would do it. Not gonna lie.
All right, we're running out of time. Let's do some actions. I am willing to fast forward us through the process of getting to the shrine. I will just knock off a day or two.
Antra, maybe you can bring something to butter up the elemental and he'll tell you about his cousin who's looking for an island or something. Just bring something good.
Jungle juiced.
I have to bring something that it is worth to me. I can't acquire anything now. It has to be something that's.
Just go in that bug man's room. He has lots of pretty rocks. He's not coming back for them. Elementals love rocks.
You're probably right. They do. But I have a feeling that if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this correctly. This is not going to be something that it's not going to be something that I'm going to cheat on, or at least I could cheat on. Maybe I could.
Be careful, you might lose your memories.
I might. But then again, would I gain an island?
Will you remember?
Wouldn't matter. And I guess you made. I mean, I could say you disagree, but you actually do agree, I suppose. Then again, your memories might not have been great.
Antoine, what would you bring with you to the shrine?
I have. My idea is that I would. What do I use? What is intrinsic to me? This entire campaign. I'm trying myself to think of this.
Your tattooed skin.
Exactly. Like what actually would, like, because if I'm going to do this correctly, it's going to be something of value, something I've had for the longest of time.
Maybe ask the tyrant while we're here. He's talked to elementals. What are they like?
I was talking. I didn't pull this out of my mind. The tyrant gave me this quest. It's not like I'm doing this on my own volition.
Could offer him your ambition to save your island.
This is like, where did God create a boulder so big that even he could not?
Gotta give something of yourself.
Understandable. I have to give something, and it has to be very, very deep. We can go to it, or I could tell you right now, kind of in a meta way. But I would give up, like, I don't know, half my spells. Like, literally, like something drastic, is like something massive, like something that's damaging.
Your grandmother.
My grandmother. There's gone.
We're going by ship. Let's just bring extra bags. Bring those pretty rocks. Bring some gold.
I
Bring
put on my saddlebags.
all
I
your
toss in
stuff.
1,000 gold.
Okay. You want me to take it off the sheet, or will you?
I got it.
Okay.
You cannot
and
take
let's go.
Kushim's stuff. It has all been confiscated, unfortunately. If that's
They
what
got
you...
here first.
You did not know. This was like 7-8 days ago. Probably much longer. Yeah, like 24 now. You guys... Or 14? Yeah, 14 days ago is when Kushim became a trader. You guys can hop on an airship, pass yourselves off as like, oh yeah, we're totally members of like Tulsa military. Check out our snaggy uniforms, and then just infiltrate the location. No one really goes to the shrine in this territory, and it is several hundred miles away. You have phantom steeds though, right?
I have Phantom Steed. Unfortunately, unless we leave some people behind, I can't.
Sever and
can't-
Thatch can stay in Tolst.
Yeah, you could do
I mean-
that.
Yeah, because splitting the party never ends up being bad.
Or they could just hang out in the colony for a bit.
Or you could pay. You can bribe a captain, basically, to divert course. Would you like to
Excellent.
spend money?
Yes, we would love to bribe someone.
Alright, spend, they're truly going out of their way and may get, like, shit canned for this, so spend 500 gold. And it's done.
All right. Will they take gems?
Yes.
They take
I
toast
will-
box. I have
No.
200 toast box.
They want, if they have to, like, go rogue and, like, retire, they want, like, real money.
Okay, I give him 5 100 gold piece sapphires.
Okay, cool. You guys can head on over to the shrine. The shrine is where you go. It is a nice, what's it called?
Gazebo.
Gazebo, thank you. I wanted to call it a Zimbabwe for some reason.
Zimbabwe.
Yeah, like, what? That's not right.
A ziggurat.
Yeah. No, I think I wanted to call it a gondola. Okay, but it is indeed a gazebo-styled shrine. So they have little half walls built onto a Zamboni. Onto a platform. It's all made out of, like, smooth marble and very nice-looking stone. The offering tray has been surrounded by tiny little trinkets of what is clearly not from the colonists, not from people of Tulsa nor in the Tulsa military. There are tiny little, like, wood-carved or twig-twined little people there that have just been, like, offered up to the surrounding floor, giving just enough space for a person to, like, walk around. Stone carvings are even there, just tiny little rocks that have been stacked up. And in the center of this shrine, this gazebo, is an altar. A big offering bowl made of mithril itself is just, like, emplaced upon a small stone monolith, obelisk, that goes up to a medium human's waist. Medium humanoid. You are here. You don't see any people. The ship that dropped you off is currently lingering in the air with a little, not rope ladder, but, like, just a little gondola system that will just, like, elevate you down in an open air platform.
With the meter running.
The meter is running, yeah.
All right, Angela, we're here. What next?
The beautiful location. Very idyllic. No buildings in sight. Just this great big mountain range to the east and north of you. Grasslands around you.
Where would you be if you were an elemental? Where would you be if you were a shrine? Do I see any shrines?
The shrine is right there.
You are right in.
Oh.
You are in the shrine.
I'm
We're
in the
actu-
shrine.
We're
Yes,
staring at
I have
dead in the
described
eye.
it.
Yes. Okay.
For like a minute and a half, 90 seconds of describing the shrine. You are there.
I speak I speak to it. I tell it. I ask it for guidance.
Okay. You
What
look
do you
at the
want of me?
altar. You ask for guidance.
I have been in a long search for someone to save my people. Someone to save my island. I sure hope you're here. Prayed like this at my island. I don't think anyone heard me.
You're looking for a reaction to your words. There is none. Except the awkward glances your horse and elf give each other.
I got wood. You want it? Does it want wood splinters? The old me wanted these real bad.
It seems weird to put wood inside that nice mithril bowl.
I don't know. The old me seemed to really want these. No idea why.
Could I do something? Could I? This is gonna be gruesome, guys. Please look back.
I stare.
You stare onward.
You
are observed.
Could I heat some of the metal? I'm guessing there's like, you guys have a weapon or two, a metal, maybe a sword or something like that. Something I could heat with my firebolt.
I hold the pike and I just kind of like raise it over the bowl, the metal tip.
I say I offer.
Paradigm, you will start to feel the pike be pulled away from your hands.
Ah, interesting. I don't let go. I walk backwards.
You walk away from it. It felt like a magnetic pull almost.
Oh.
As though it was trying to absorb your pike.
Not doing that again. Sorry, bud. This is all I got.
I take a knife. I have a knife, a dagger I heat with firebolt. And I say loudly, I offer. I don't have any worldly possessions. Nothing I care so much for. Except for my power.
Wizards.
And that I offer you. And then I start deleting spells off of my list. And when I say that, I mean literally heating metal and burning them off.
You're going to cauterize your skin to erase the tattoos?
I'm trying to think the least traumatic way to doing this. I have a healing potion, but you know.
I mean,
You mean the blood potion from the bloody?
I think the way this is going
I don't have
is
that. I have.
it sounds like you want to
by
score your tattoos with a dagger.
By the one given, the healing potion given to me by the sewer one by Sever.
And Shwa, wasn't the druid supposed to be an interpreter? Maybe we should talk to him before you do anything like slice off your skin.
I wish I can contact him. All I know is that I am not familiar with this man.
Right, but something you have neglected to try.
Hey, Randy, do you know how to get a hold of other Randy?
Which?
The one that's around here.
Oh, just yell for Randy.
I don't
Randy!
protect Randys.
There's no other Randy around here. Randy said so.
What is your goal? What are you trying to accomplish?
I don't know exactly. Antoine?
I wish I could contact a Randy. my assumption is that there is some Randy around, but you know, Randy, if it's so enshrined with this elemental, it would hear what we're saying. My assumption is, my voice is trembling. I'm just scared because I know I have to do what I have to do, and regardless if you guys are saying it, I don't want to choose spells. Could someone choose for me? I
Coraline
feel
will
it's
put
more.
her hand on Antois and just go, give me 1 moment, please. I will cast Silent Image 60 feet up, a big sign that says, Randy, come here, we want to talk. That's, let's see, I can do a cube up to 15 feet. So big flashing letters. Or I guess they can't be flashing. So big orange letters.
Okay.
And then I will yell, Randy!
First spell's gone. It is color spray. That's my first spell I got. Gone.
Describe to me
I
what
start
you're
bleeding.
doing to
I start
erase.
bleeding.
So
I'm literally.
You're
I'm
So
just
you're
bleeding.
scoring. You're literally cutting through your skin to like score the tattoo and make it illegible.
Yes. Or the symbol. Like I'm removing my feeling of it. Like it's not just a legibility. It's like there's sensation of it being on me. There's that connection. I want to remove that from me.
You remove a first level sigil from your arm. One of your first ones, even. Color spray. You've just been sitting on, never really activating it.
Yeah.
But
nothing.
You cut into it. You wait for a moment in time. And as your blood hits the deck of this gazebo, this stone shrine, you will watch it begin to seep into sheer floor. And for a brief moment, you will all feel the sensation of being watched. If you didn't have something's attention before, you definitely do now.
Yeah, don't just assign and yelling. It's enough.
I don't think that was it, Coraline. Antoine, I
say-
think you have to give something that if you can't just toss out spells, you never even touch.
I say
Truly
elemental.
give of yourself.
I give you 2 more spells. Long Strider and Sleep. 2 ones I never use. 2 I never use, but 2. And I start like really crying as the blood is flowing. And my hands is a bit shaking. This is not something as a healer, this is kind of very much against my idea, and as someone who's literally body and flesh I'm carving through. This is
you start marring yourself and cutting into it. Please delete those spells from your character sheet.
No, they're done.
But all of you feeling the sensation, being slightly alert, why don't Coraline and Redacted give me perception checks?
I'm great at these.
Redacted sees them. Coraline?
8.
No. An 8. No. Coraline is too busy,
I'm too fixed on
absorbed.
Antois.
Yeah. Redacted, you're like, par and parcel, this is just wizard shit, right? You see something flying in the air on a beeline towards you. As if it is a strange bird that is moving at like subsonic fucking speeds right now.
The birds are back.
Redacted calls out that the birds are back.
Great elemental. My voice is still shaking.
Coming.
My voice is still
It's
shaking.
coming straight for us. It's like a meteor.
I know what you need.
You will
I delete
Okay.
minor illusion. Minor illusion.
The cantrip?
Cantrip?
Yeah, never
You
again.
can't get rid of
minor
the
illusion.
cantrip.
Okay. I want something important. Okay.
Antoine, stop! I shake him.
I get rid of Crease.
Give me a third level. Give me a fucking
yeah.
third level
All right.
spell.
Grease, magic missile, and hypnotic pattern gone.
Okay, subtract those.
These three. Grease,
We're gonna
magic
get rid of
missile.
it. We're gonna give you a
I
spell
want a
total
lot gone.
from now on. Okay, you just start and you're cutting your skin.
Yeah.
You find your hypnotic pattern. It's like on your forehead of just like this fake third eye, and you're just like, just screaming and cutting yourself.
I'm trying to shake him, but not like actually shake him. I'm saying stop, but I'm not like actually putting any effort.
Yeah,
into
you're. We get it. You don't actually care.
Out
During
goes-
this time of
Locate object gone. Shadow
All right.
gone.
Stop subtracting shit and let me describe what is happening. Okay? God damn, you're just so ready. I'm like, I'm trying to describe something approaching you. You're like, no, I'm not listening. No. Let me delete more.
Bird's gonna be here like, dude, what are you doing? I don't want that.
The bird, you're very close to the mark. Hang on. Let me find correlating music. Corn cob? No. Here's corn
Might be a
cob.
good time for trumpets.
You're cutting yourself like a madman, and this bird barrels towards you, doing this crazy spin in the air. Its wings fold into itself, and out comes a man who's just suddenly falling down 50 feet before he shifts once more into what appears to be some kind of big old grizzly bear. It hits the ground. You hear bones crack and shatter. And then the bear twists on the ground, writhes, and like breaks its spine. Its head shifts around, full exorcist style. The fur is suddenly shed, turns into straw, into air, and dust. And clambering up from the ground is a man who looks like he's seen better days. Clearly homeless.
We're gonna die.
He quickly runs to Antwal and full-on spear tackles him to the ground. No saving throw. You're just too distracted and
I'm
self-harm.
I'm like,
And he's just like, stop fucking cutting yourself! You're gonna poison him! And he like gets you in like an arm and fucking neck hold. He's just wrapped around your body, trying to choke you out. What's wrong with you? Why are you doing this, you fucking madman? And he's like rolling on his back to like bring you up and drag you in this like weird rolling wrestling match out of the gazebo.
With my last thing, I get rid of suggestion. Gone. God, suggested again.
Suggestion's gone. The dagger is thrown from your hands in the pursuing tumble as you finish off carving part of your thigh. Blood is just being seeped in and soaked everywhere. And this crazy homeless
Threw it in the bowl.
Wait, you do what?
I picked up the dagger and threw it in the bowl. You can't have it anymore. You're done.
The mundane
I
dagger
remove my
just like
dagger
rattles
also.
around on the mithril.
I remove my dagger also from my items.
Please do.
It's got small knife.
This person, like a weird wrestler, clearly knows what they're doing, is just like a frenzy of movement and throws, like, twist on his back, knees into Antwa's back, yeets him 10 feet in the grass, downhill, away from the shrine. He rolls to his feet, points at Coraline and Redacted with, like, two horns, like, I'm watching you both! Put away your fucking... What are you doing here?
I don't know.
Why are you doing this?
He wanted to.
This is a pure child, and you are fucking with its psyche. What's wrong with you?
We don't know what's happening.
Imagine going to like a 4-year-old and just suddenly start carving into your flesh. You think that's normal behavior? You think that's
He
some
chose to
positive
do
shit you want to reinforce? What the fuck is wrong with you?
No, I thought we would just use the sign and yelling, but he started.
You visit shrines and then start cutting yourselves.
He's the lunatic cutting himself.
Clearly! Why are you enabling him?
I wasn't! I tried stopping him. I was
You
shaking
sure as
him.
shit weren't doing a good job then! What the fuck? Why is a centaur and a fucking stupid Ulave in here? What's the deal with the wizard boy?
He wants to talk to elementals.
Why didn't he come to me? Why did he just start cutting himself?
Who are you?
Oh
He's
my
a little
god!
desperate.
Clearly! Oh my goodness!
We
I don't
should
even
calm
remember
down.
my own
I
name.
broke my back 18 times trying to get here. Once I started hearing the, hey, conduit of the land, I'm watching this one guy bleed himself on me. Is this normal? I'm like, no, wait there and look away. And he's just like, no, it's pretty cool. Oh. My name's Randy, by the way. Sorry, I'm a little hoarse. He says
Hey,
to...
this is Randy too. I point at the rock.
Oh, whoa, sup, Randy? What's going on? And Randy's just like, hey, Randy. Good to see you again.
I curse out Randy from my bloody thing. Fuck you, Randy.
Shut the fuck up, wizard!
You said nothing. You told us you... I'm just bleeding out.
I thought this was just a lunatic wizard thing.
I honestly thought this was the same.
This isn't normal. What the fuck is wrong with you all? Fucking homeless people being murderers on the side. And this homeless guy who's like dressed in fucking like rags and pelts and stuff.
We're
as
one
if
of the
he just
Tulsa
came out
task
of...
forces.
What?
Yeah, we're the political party.
I don't know what that means.
It's not the
You're
fault
really
of-
bad at politics if this is what you do normally.
Oh, that's just him.
You're supposed to talk to people and give them stuff, not fucking bleed in front of them.
Well, we tried, and then he just started cutting himself.
Well,
I tried
guess
stopping
what?
him.
Blood
Literally,
goes
he
on
was
the
just watching.
inside of people, not the outside.
You're not
Look.
wrong.
Okay, I'm here now. What do you want?
I point at the wizard. Ask
Carly looked
him.
over.
I'm not gonna heal him. No, he deserves what he got.
Ask him. No, just ask him.
What do you want, wizard? You're banned from the shrine, by the way.
To talk.
Well, start talking then.
Would a healing potion help my character out at
Yeah,
all?
and heal your wounds.
Okay. I'll remove the healing potion Sever
He-
gave me.
Pours it on himself.
Oh, whatever. It was no, it's a superior healing potion too. 8d4 plus 8. So
That one. The spells are back.
instead,
Yeah.
okay, fine. You
All
guys
the spells
can
come
have
back.
that
What?
one. No. They're gone.
Okay.
I was told
I
to
give,
heal you.
okay, you want the greater healing one. I won't use that one up for you. Here, take it. But just give me yours once. So I get your crappy one. And it heals me a bit so I can talk, I suppose.
Huh?
Yeah, I've got a normal healing potion you can have.
All
Like
right.
this is what this is the scream I heard from Corleen.
A weird
Don't take
man
this-
broke his bones in front of me and told me not to heal you, so I'm not doing anything.
So
Keep the superior on your inventory or greater or whatever it was, Timmer.
okay. Whew, yeah,
You
feeling good.
heal yourself.
Much better.
Randy looks at you. Start talking, buddy.
Randy. Randy. Can I call you Randy? Hey, you have an extra name? Should I say the Druid?
I am the conduit of land. What do you want?
So, how do I become a conduit of the land?
You don't. You're a wizard.
Okay.
You constantly
Good.
pursue power and enslave my kind and the elementals. You lost the privilege of being part of the natural world when you started fucking around with arcane energies. You are on a pathway to self-destruction and you don't even realize it yet.
To be fair, he found a wand that was very powerful that had an elemental inside, and he released it.
Did he now? Wow, that's refreshing. A wizard who gives away magic? Fat chance, bucko. I don't believe that for 1 second.
Some dude
Are you
named
serious?
Bogan convinced him to do it.
Were you
Oh,
seeing
you know
from your
Bogan?
eyes?
What the fuck?
Yeah, we know Bogan. He's a friend of ours. He painted us some stuff.
No way. Do you have it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's back in Toast.
No,
Yeah.
I have it. I have it on my sheet. I've always had it on me. It's rolled up. Art
You
2.
brought it with you?
You just
Yeah,
have his fucking rolled up plate painting. It's slightly scuffed from the traveling you've been doing, but and then getting fucking kicked in the back and thrown to the ground. He's like, oh shit.
Blood on it. Why
Like,
didn't you leave it back
no,
in
yeah,
Toast?
that's his mark. That's pretty cool. Wow, okay. Okay, maybe you're not such shitters.
He gave me this cape
Huh?
and this orb. I hold up the orb.
Oh
Let's see.
shit.
You want to relive
I-
your fondest memory?
No. Not at all. I'm actually really afraid of what that is now that I'm thinking. Anyway, okay, so maybe you're not as bad as I think you are. Well, no, I think you're not as bad as you think you are too. But what's the point here, champ? What do you want?
I want to to know elementals.
You want to know elementals?
I want to know them. Yes.
To enslave them, right?
Oh my god.
To power your
Do
magical
anything.
spells?
He
To
wants to
make them
subjugate
fight?
himself to them.
Oh
Oh,
my
you want to
God.
become a vassal? That's what you want to do? You want to give your
A what?
life away?
A what?
A
have to tell me
vassal.
this. You have to describe these words you're telling me.
A vassal is what... Well, if you stop yelling, a vassal is what... A subservient creature to a different thing. And that thing gives that vassal certain privileges.
Orlean kind of looks at Sever and Thatch.
Sever's definitely not here. It's daytime, my mans.
Oh, right. We left it
Looks
back
at
in.
Looks at
Thinks
that.
about them then.
I want to serve these elementals so that they could protect me and my people.
Like,
Vassaling, being a
trap
vassal,
you in, like, a cave? Or, like...
would
What?
they do that? And then
What do you mean by protection?
they protect my people. They have
Yeah,
for
they could physically
many
protect
years.
you.
for
Definitely.
many years. They protect it by keeping my island alive.
He's talking about Mokapuni.
Oh! Mokapuni's dead, bro. Did you not realize that?
I'm Mokapunian.
Oh, okay. See, when I was an island, I got turned into a flesh island as part of, like, some weird ritual by Phalanor. As part of, like, the Hephaestus gambit that he had going with the island. I was part of that. Yeah, I know.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, I was there when it died.
You killed my island?
No.
What happened? What?
What do you
events
mean what happened? Hephaestus bound a bunch of fucking greater aspects to physical cords that were connected to the Ethereum. Or not the Ethereum, the Eternium chunk, its soul, basically. And then the Elemental in his fucking gambit of committing suicide was like, alright, whoever gets my Eternium fucking crystal, they get to decide what happens. And then some piece of shit named, Syl? He, was just like, yo, I'll take this. And then he, like, fucked off and the island wilted away. he gave up his, like, claim to the land. Well, elementals don't have, like, pronouns like that. We use he as, like, a main, you know, adjective and describer for them, since they're, like, super cool and masculine, like Lava Guy or Ocean Man. That's how he used to be called. But it was just, like, some elemental force. Just part of the world.
So, the events leading to the death of my island. My elemental.
You
And
want me
my
to lay it out for you? I was there when I got
Was-
trapped in the fucking island. Alright, Hephaestus goes to the island. The island is like, yo, Hephaestus, you got some cool death magic. Can you kill me? Because he's curious, and elementals, when they see mortals doing shit that they're not supposed to be doing, they want in on that action, because it's super unnatural and super inquisitive. So they're like, yo, Hephaestus, that seems like a sick fucking thing you're doing, killing all these people. Can I die? And Hephaestus was like, kind of, maybe, in a way. I can, like, whip something up for you, but first you gotta do me a solid. And the elemental was like, what does that have to do? And he's just like, you gotta end the world for me, and then you'll die too, and it'll be a win-win. So, of course, everyone else who wasn't a fucking idiot, including myself, went to the island to go stop him. A lot of people died. The world, right on the fucking brink of death, was like, hey, Hephaestus, why don't you go into the death realm? And shunted that entire part of the world out of the world so that the world could continue on. That wasn't enough, though, because then it's a direct connection to the end of everything. So then Walden had to step up his game and was like, yo, wife, see you later, sucker, and left his wife to go fucking kill himself against Arith? Some stupid Ulathaean death god. And then guess what, fucker? Everything went to hell because Nanarian decided, like, oh yeah, fuck the world, I'm chasing after hubby because he's awesome, we're gonna go fucking die together, hell yeah. And they abandoned us. And then, you know, the elemental was like, fuck, man, Hephaestus was just left with my suicide gun. And he did. He left this stupid fucking gambit around and just, like, sleeper celled the entire rest of the island, crashed his temples in remotely, apparently, and then created a bunch of challenges so that a million billion years down the line, or whoever triggered the fucking catalyst, would enter the temples, the greater aspects would be released, connected to the Eternium Soul Shard, as we call it in modern parlance, and then collect the shard. The shard is now complete. The owner gets to decide the fate. Syl won the gambit. He took the shard, he fucked off, and the island was like, hey, yo, Hephaestus, it took you 30,000 years, but whatever, we good. And he fucking dipped. He dipped out of the world. Are you happy now? And I think we're going to end our session on that note.
Do you know where Walden's cleaver is?
I hope everybody loved that rant.
Did we get it in writing?
No, you cannot. You can watch the VOD and make a transcript of it, though. Loud-ass lore, as we call it here. Sorry for my yelling, everybody. Very heated. I hope everyone had a wonderful time. Why don't we go around the table real quick and say what we liked about this week's session? Starting with you, JC.
I did like the rants.
All right.
I especially liked the various expressions on Timur's face as it kept going.
Yeah, I was keeping an eye on him.
It's hard to emote that much. Like, I have only a certain amount of, like, you know, bewilderment and, like, you know, but yeah.
Hey, Alden.
Trying.
What'd you like?
Oh, I love the entire ending of this as soon as we got to the shrine and on. And then
Alright.
I love the name drop of Woldan. I have an in!
Temur. This was a big Temur episode. What'd you like?
Oh, the whole thing, you know. I mean, it was from start to finish. It was plodding for a bit there, but
Damn.
such a strong finish. Such a strong finish, you know.
Oh,
Like we were deciding what to do, you know. We were like, I don't know, you know, like it wasn't necessarily on anyone's, you know, it was just a lot of ways to pull us, and because of our inactions, this was a bit of, you know, it was a bit of slowing there, but it's, you know,
Well,
me
we got
deleting
'em.
you know, my stuff on my things here. You're
that was
actually
pretty
describing-
fucking
you're
funny.
actually
You're like, no,
describing.
more spells, get rid of them.
Take my wizardry!
You actually describing the events that happened, like, I'll be watching the VOD for sure, now.
Well then, thank you all so much for joining me, as always. Tomorrow is Sunday, but on Monday, we have the raid team. And following that, we have to decide all the names that are going to be on the docket for my character in Apollo Nick's game. So if you have suggestions, I myself am entering the one Amon Gus. Among Us? No, okay, fine. It's not as funny as I thought it was. But, we have some piddling names right now. We need more names. So if you have suggestions, please add them to the general chat. I think that's all the announcements that I got going for me right now. Any for you guys? Okay, then we will be seeing you guys next week. The week after that is Christmas week. Literally Christmas, that day. So we probably won't be doing a game unless we're really lonely. The 22nd is my birthday of this month. We may do a thing that day specifically, since Apollo Nick's not going to do anything on Wednesday. So maybe we will actually go and kill Kushim. Who knows? It'll be a fun little mini quest, and if we get him on it too, that'd make it
Just get
really
everyone together for one game.
great. Yep. Just a showdown.
I assume we're
okay.
not doing anything on the 1st either, which is also a Saturday.
What, for
Uh,
New Year's?
You guys can't do New Year's Day?
I can.
Easy. It's not like I have work.
Yeah,
Is New
same.
Year's night a thing for JC?
Actually, I'm not sure. I'll have to get back to you on that.
Could be
Okay.
hungover.
We'll talk about it. We'll shoot the shit. But New Year's week, I want to do 2 weeks out for literally one holiday is lame. And New Year's, one of the worst holidays ever. It shouldn't be a holiday at all. Fuck that shit. All right. It's just another day. Guys, thank you all so much for joining. And as always, don't die. We'll see you next week.